What's up, everybody? Welcome in this edition of Fantasy Chat here on FromThe50.com. It is from the 50.com. TJ Weber and Nick Yale eating a burger. What's going on, Nick? How we doing? Thumbs up. I got him. I surprised him. He left me for a bit, but we're back. I'm going to unmute him here in a second. You guys can get involved here from the50.com, or we're live on TikTok as well. You can send in your fantasy questions. You can send in your top parlays of the weekend already, whatever you got. I did not update my board, so as usual here on a Tuesday, I have no idea who the fuck is playing who. But guess what, Nick? It doesn't matter because we're going to be just locked in.
Doesn't matter as I fucking grub here.
Yeah.
Just finish a little dinner in between shifts.
Well, it's fine. You said you had till 8:10, so I figured you got to get this thing rolling. So, I didn't know you'd be like stuffing your face during as well, but that's just part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah. Tyler says, I have CMC. Who would you pick up, Mason or Mitchell? That's from Tyler.
Mason for sure. He's been more the guy recently, I think.
Nick, I'll be honest, I don't know who the fuck we're talking about. Who's Mason? Who is that?
So Jordan Mason is a guy that
Jordan Mason. Never heard of him.
I don't know if they had him. I don't know if he's a new guy this year or not, but like Elijah Mitchell had been the guy there until they got CMC.
Oh, he's the backup for the Niners. I got you.
Yeah. He's the backup for the Niners. That's why I said with McCaffrey. McCaffrey might be out this week with he's got a knee or a shoulder and an ankle or something. So I think Mason's definitely probably the pickup over Mitchell for the Niners if you're looking at the backup.
Yeah, I think Mason's been getting more carries. I have seen them running a backup running back. I didn't know what his name was. His name is Jordan Mason, if you didn't know. You guys get involved here. Again, it is from the50.com. Fantasy Chat here for Week 7 of the NFL, so send in your fantasy questions. Nick, I'm 3-3. Tough day on Sunday. I gave up 150 points, even though I had nothing to do with it. I scored 120, which is tough when you lose, when you score 120. But how'd you do on Sunday?
I won by 0.5 points.
Wow, look at you.
Dak wasn't able to get it done on Monday Night Football, so I ended up winning, even though George Kittle, after scoring 3 touchdowns, only got 1 catch for I think 5 yards this past week. So I thought that was going to hurt me. Thought I was going to lose, but ended up winning my week. So I am now, 6 weeks in? I think I'm 4-2.
That's great to hear.
Something like that. So doing pretty well.
It's great to hear. I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you. I'm 3-3. I made a great trade for DJ Moore. He didn't do much last week. Now Justin Fields out, Nick. That could hurt his value. I don't know.
You just need the arm.
Tyson, is it Tyson Bagent? Is that how you say his name? How do you say his name?
Yeah,
Nick?
something like that. I can't pronounce it. I had the Bears, TJ, in that game, and I was hoping that they were going to make that late comeback after Fields went down, and that bozo just fucked it all up for me.
Yeah, you hate to see it.
I think I went 2-5 on picks this week. So fantasy, very well. Picks, not so hot.
Oh, you're in last place. You're in last place. That's for sure.
Very much so.
Back
I think
where
I'm
you
below
belong.
500 probably now too. But my dog and lock hit, so that's good.
Congrats. Should I trade Diggs for St. Brown and Pollard? That's from M. Just the letter M, Nick.
Yeah, I would for sure do that.
Diggs for St. Brown and Pollard. That's a great trade. Yeah, I know Diggs has been going off, but St. Brown's probably not that far behind him on weekly scoring, and then obviously get Pollard.
St. Brown just came back, and Diggs is a guy that, in a Buffalo offense. It could be anybody's day, right? Like their tight ends have been injured, so the wide receivers been getting more work. But anytime you can get a guy like St. Brown, who I wouldn't say is obviously is quite as good as Diggs, but you get Tony Pollard, who's a very good running back with it, I would definitely make that trade.
Yeah, I agree. I think St. Brown isn't that far off of Stephon Diggs, and again, he's just consistent, so I think that's a good trade. And again, Pollard's about the only running back they have. They have Deuce Vaughn. That tells you a lot. So, yeah, I like that trade. I'd do it. Have you heard the rumors about Devontae being traded? That's from Chris.
I have heard those rumors, yeah.
I mean, there's rumors about every top, receiver ever.
DeAndre Hopkins, Mike Evans, Devontae
Adams. There's always bullshit like that, though. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just, I don't know.
But look, when you got that, and this is something kind of interesting in the fantasy implications to watch, is those trades, in real life that happen, because you get a guy like DeAndre Hopkins who probably doesn't carry a ton of value in, regular fantasy leagues right now.
Mm-hmm.
He gets traded to a team like the Kansas City Chiefs or the Baltimore Ravens. All of a sudden he becomes a weapon that, if you're plugged in enough, I wouldn't say you'd be plugged in enough to get that news without your counterpart knowing that wherever you're trading for in your league. But if you can somehow be ahead of that news, that could be a nice little thing. Or if you just want to gamble and trade for some of these guys that are going on the block for teams that are, falling out.
You got to shoot to score, Nick, in fantasy. You got to go for it sometimes and stick your neck out there and see what happens. So
100%.
Mikey says, did he see who the Eagles picked up? Yeah, they got Julio Jones, Nick. Your thoughts on Julio Jones?
I didn't see that. Yeah. I hadn't seen that yet today. That's interesting. Yeah, I think interesting. I mean, I don't know if they really need him. I mean, I guess they have A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Is one of those guys banged up? Did I miss something?
I don't know. I haven't seen anything either, so that also surprised me. I also thought Julio Jones was retired, so that also was shocking to see.
He may have been retired. You're getting some of those guys. I think Leonard Fournette also going to sign with the Buffalo Bills, so if you're looking at another waiver wire guy that I don't think is going to get a ton of attention there in Buffalo.
Why would the Rams not go get Lenny? Because Kyron's out.
Yeah, man.
And Ronnie Rivers is out 5 to 6 weeks, they said. I mean, I thought Lenny would be kind of a nice pickup for the Rams. I don't know what's going on there.
Is Kyron going on the IR?
He's not on the IR, thank God. It's 1 week, they said. It's, what is it, ankle? Hamstring?
Yeah, something. I didn't see. He's on my fantasy team, so I was curious about that. I'm in the midst of trying to negotiate for a wide receiver right now.
Giggle Bunny says, is it cold, hard? Taylor Swift put Travis Kelce on the map. I don't understand the full sentence, but basically saying Taylor Swift put Travis Kelce on the map. Nick, do you agree?
I would agree. For non-football fans that didn't know who Travis Kelce was, they know him as Taylor Swift's boyfriend. I would say she definitely put him on the map. She's much more famous than Travis Kelce
I think that Kelce put her on the map. There's all those idiots on Twitter saying that. Of course she put him on a bigger map. She's the biggest megastar.
Put Taylor Swift on the map. You don't live on planet Earth.
She's the biggest megastar in the world right now.
Taylor Swift is globally known outside the NFL and outside of Kansas City. I'm not sure people could point to Travis Kelce in a lineup nor recognize him if he was standing right next.
I agree with you. And now, do you think? I forgot my question. Son of a bitch! You get into a question, and you just gone, Nick. It's gone.
Right.
Fuck. Are you a Swiftie, by the way? Big Swiftie guy?
Not really.
No.
Girl I was talking to last year was.
Okay.
So
every girl alive?
Yeah.
Right.
No, that was every girl alive, but
name one girl that hates Taylor Swift. Go.
Name one girl that
hates Taylor Swift. Now you're stalling.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't say hate, but I wouldn't define every girl as a Swiftie either.
I mean, I think if you like Taylor Swift or if you don't dislike Taylor Swift,
it's kind of hard to hate. It's pretty hard to hate Taylor Swift. She seems like a pretty good person.
She does. I'm asking you. You're like, oh, not every girl likes Taylor Swift. Name one. You couldn't name one.
Well, let me rephrase. I would not say every girl is a Swiftie or classify herself as a Swiftie.
Okay. So
do you classify as a Swiftie, TJ?
No, I don't. I know way too many songs than I expected. I know. The people kind of like it, the T Swift talk, but we're gonna get back to football. I wouldn't
Cruise on the balcony all over again.
I wouldn't call myself a Swiftie. My wife is definitely a Swiftie. But
my wife is definitely
I like a lot more Taylor Swift songs than I realize. You start rattling off some of the bangers. I'm like 15 deep here, and they're all good.
Yeah. TJ definitely listens to Swift. Listens to Swift. That sounds weird.
Listens to Swift. Yeah, me and DeAndre Swift are tight, man.
Yeah, he listens to Taylor Swift on his drive home from work. Certainly. You have a daughter now too, so
I do. Yes,
that is. She might be a Swiftie.
Knowing her mother, yes, she will definitely be a Swiftie.
She will be a Swiftie.
Evan says, would you trade Eckler and Hurts for Burrow, Kamara, and Waddle? Superflex 2 QB league. That's from Evan. One more time.
Okay. Superflex 2 QB. Yep. One more time.
Eckler and Hurts for Burrow, Kamara, and Waddle. Is it a PPR league? That's my next question.
Eckler and Hurts for Burrow, Kamara, and Waddle.
Yes. Correct.
Probably. I think. So I was an owner of Alvin Kamara last year, and I don't know if this is a Superflex 2 QB league. They said, but if it's Dynasty, I would certainly do it. Mm-hmm. But if it's a normal league, I would probably still do it. Kamara's done really well for fantasy production. His normal production isn't really that great, but he gets a lot of catches. So they said it was normal PPR.
He didn't say. He just said Superflex 2 QB.
Kamara, as a running back, doesn't really feel like he gets you a whole lot, but he's been getting a lot of passes, so I would probably do it. I think Burrow Hurts is a fine trade, and then again, you get Jalen Waddle, who might not be the number one guy there, but like pretty much they have like 4 number one guys essentially.
Yeah, I guess he's
Fantasy
saying Eckler's a little bit higher than Alvin, and then you get the Waddle bump.
I would agree with that. Yeah, but like Eckler hasn't been like the same Eckler as he's been in like years past either.
Right. What are you eating there, Nick? What do you got?
Just a little French fry, man.
From where? Free ads? No free ads. No free ads.
That
looks like a steak and shake fry. There's no steak and shake out in Dallas, is there?
Restaurant down here in Dallas. Yeah, it's a local place.
It's a nice shoestring French fry. I like it. Brett says, should I offer CD, Zay Flowers, and Gibbs for Mark Andrews, Aaron Jones, and Garrett Wilson? That is a long sentence. We're going to go one more time. Should I offer CD Lamb, Zay Flowers, and Jahmyr Gibbs for Mark Andrews, Aaron Jones, and Garrett Wilson? I would say no.
Yes. Yes. I would say yes.
Welcome to Fantasy Chat. Why do you say yes?
Why would you say no? Why would you say
Jahmyr
no?
Gibbs is in the trade. But also, I think the rib injury is going to it's not going to keep Monty out too long, but Gibbs has to be the guy. He's the only guy left. They still haven't given him an opportunity.
Been saying this for weeks, and now you're like, oh, they're not using him.
He's going to show what he's all about this week. This week,
7.
Nick, there's no Montgomery. So he's got to show up against the Ravens. Once he does, they're going to use him. So I like him. Zay Flowers had a good week last week. CD is the only thing that the Dallas offense has besides Pollard. There you go. Keep him. That's what I think.
But you were getting Mark Andrews, who's tight end 2, maybe 1. You're getting Garrett Wilson, who
has Zach Wilson as his quarterback. Correct.
Has had some down weeks. I still think is not as good as CD, but he's a good wide receiver. And then who was the third guy?
I don't know. I scrolled like 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, I don't know. Whoever the third guy was. Oh, it was Aaron Jones, who
that's it. Nice.
Been banged up, but I don't know. I probably would do it. I'm not that high on Zay Flowers though.
Was I talking about Gibbs? Yes, Josh. You said he just joined. Yeah, I was talking about Gibbs. I said being patient.
Spewing about
big
Gibbs,
week because Nick, I got Mixon on the bench with bye week this week. I got my guy Kyron Williams out with some injury this week. They already called him out, which isn't a great sign. So I got right at the moment before waiver wire tomorrow. I got a couple options, but I have Zeke Elliott as my second running back. So that's where I'm at with those two guys out. So I got Gibbs as my number 1 back this week. But Nick, the guy I'm playing has Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, and guess what? Bengals are on bye.
Dude, that's a great thing when you catch people on their bye weeks.
Huge.
If you're looking for waiver wire acquisitions this week, look at Craig Reynolds is also going to be an acquisition. Do you like him on Detroit at all?
By the way, before I say what I'm going to say, because no disrespect, Craig Reynolds, one of the greatest blocks for St. Brown last week on that touchdown. Did you see him just take out that defender for the Bucs? Holy shit, It was fucking awesome. That being said, he is good. Gibbs should get 20 carries on Sunday. If they split carries, they literally hate Jahmyr Gibbs.
I don't think they'll split carries. Craig Reynolds might be the goal line back, though. So, again, if you're desperate, I would say grab him off the waiver wire. I'm throwing in a claim for him just because, I want to see what happens. But I also like Rashid Shaheed. New Orleans Saints is a guy I'm putting a claim in for. I have him in one of my other leagues. He's been stepping up as the go-to guy over Michael Thomas and Chris Olave in New Orleans. And then also – might not be available, but he might be available in some leagues. Kareem Hunt on the Browns.
Got a tutty, didn't he, last week?
Got a tutty last week. Looking like they're going to be splitting time between him and Jerome Ford. And, Kareem knows that offense. And you never know. If he plays a little bit better, he could be the, go-to guy. I definitely think he's more the go-to guy in the red zone. So Kareem Hunt, Rashid Shaheed, if you're looking for waiver wire pickups tonight.
I like that.
And the Seattle D, good matchup against Arizona this week. If you need a defense, they had 26 points 2 weeks ago. I think the week before their bye week.
I like it. Someone was asking if Jordan Love's a good pickup off the waiver wire. Who are they playing this week? I'm turning on NFL.com.
Packers.
I usually put my matchups to my right here, but I still have week 6, so I haven't had time. So who we got, Nick?
My phone's dead.
I know, we're on fire. I'm going to pull up the scoreboard here and see what we got. By the way, you guys can go to FromThe50.com. Hit the follow button. We're live every Sunday during the NFL season from 10:30 a.m. CT. Look out. Is that me?
Look out.
Is that you? I got music playing.
What'd you just do?
Did you hear that?
It sounded like you were underwater.
No, I had Ozzy Osbourne blaring. There's a fucking free ads Mountain Dew commercial. NFL.com just plays random videos. You just hear Ozzy go, all aboard!
Yeah, no, it just sounded like you were underwater. Packers are on the road against the Broncos this week.
fuck just happened? Broncos. Yeah, I like Jordan Love this week then.
Yeah, I like Jordan Love.
Depends who you're going who for Love instead of who, but I would probably
You
go
should
Love.
have a healthy Christian Watson now too. Romeo Dobbs has been decent, so the wide receivers look good. Jordan Love, though, has been a little bit inaccurate with his passes to Christian Watson on the deep ball. So if he can work that out, he could go for 300 yards a game.
Somebody said I have number one waiver priority. Gibbs was dropped. Is he worth it? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Who the fuck is dropping him?
I don't know what league you're in.
Dude.
Nick, these guys are in these leagues that are just, I wish I was in one.
I want to be in these leagues.
I know.
How do I get in these leagues with dumbasses that I can come and get the best fantasy waiver wire pickups out there?
He is going to be the guy in Detroit this week with Monty out. I understand people are panicking on him, but this is a big week.
On a week where Montgomery is injured, that's just someone who's an idiot.
Yeah, I don't know if people weren't paying attention or what. That's wild. That's wild.
I mean, granted, a lot of people are in fantasy leagues that do not have experienced players or even averagely experienced players. So
don't say averagely.
Averagely?
I don't think it's a
average experienced players.
Yep. I got to read this gentleman's comment because he's texted it 85 times. Mike Evans, Zay Flowers, or Amon-Ra, PPR. I have Keenan, CD, and Puka.
You have Keenan, CD, and Puka. Are you in a 5-team league?
Yeah, it's got to be. And he's got Mike Evans, Zay Flowers, and Amon-Ra. That's insane.
I would go Amon-Ra in that situation.
So you would trade, or I'm saying he would trade Mike Evans and Zay Flowers for Amon-Ra. I would do that. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's a no-brainer. Please stop sending in the same question.
I mean, man, the listeners are just trying to get their comment read.
I get it, but that's the one thing that's like frustrating. It's just like I
applaud the listeners. I think you should do it more. TJ might get pissed, but at least your comment will get read.
It's like, bro, please, just like
I don't have it up on my phone, so I would read all the comments.
Well, we got a lot of people. It's just awesome. Like people like the
TJ
fantasy
wants
quest.
to talk about Taylor Swift though, and we got people with burning fantasy questions.
I talked about Taylor Swift for 3 seconds. Should I do Diggs and Bijan for CMC? That's from Bernard.
Ooh, no, I wouldn't do that.
That's a lot to give up, man.
CMC again. We saw this week, or we're seeing this week, kind of injured, kind of banged up. Bijan, to me, that dude is like one of the guys. There's like probably 5 players in fantasy you want on your roster. Start him every week, and Bijan is one of those guys. And then you got Stephon Diggs. Man, no, someone's trying to fleece you with that.
CMC's he might be playing. I think they're playing Sunday night or is it Monday? It's a late game. They said he might play still with the oblique injury, but regardless, I know best player in fantasy. It's hard, but that's a lot to give up, man.
If CMC was 100% healthy, full go, I probably still wouldn't do it. So
yeah, that is a lot to give up.
That's just too much. That's too much.
But I do see if I had CMC, like it would take a monster trade to trade him. Like you don't trade McCaffrey. It's just one of those things.
Yeah, but I mean, shit. I would ask for Bijan and then like a lesser player.
It's a good take.
What?
You don't on ESPN. You don't get the guys going. Yeah, I mean, shit. Like that's just a good take. It's just it's good journalism. That's what Mizzou taught you. I like it.
Yeah. Hey, 6-1, baby.
Who your Tigers got? Oh yeah, you got a nice Patsy at homecoming. The nice South Carolina Gamecocks
and then,
coming into town.
Hey, listen to this. All these Missouri fans out here.
Where?
Mizzou is going to win this weekend against South Carolina. Who cares? And yours truly is going to be in attendance in Athens, Georgia, when we take on Georgia.
You're going to go to Georgia? Look at you.
Yeah, we're going to Georgia. We're going to be in Atlanta that weekend, and then we're going to the Georgia Mizzou game.
That'll be electric. I like it.
It'll be electric for the SEC East.
Yeah. You know what else is electric, Nick? The Sharps Better Social Network. You got to join it today. It's the Sharps app, Sharps with a Z, social network for sports bettors. I know what you're all saying out there. I want to track my bets, but also like I want to get an app that's like a social media app for sports bettors. Why don't you have both? The Sharps app. I'm on there. Big Web's on there. We're getting more people on there. You can join today by going to my website, weberbets.com, or from the50.com. Hit Join Weber Bets on Sharps. You connect your sportsbook, DraftKings, FanDuel, BetMGM, whatever it may be, and you share your bet slips with your friends. You get on there. You can't lie about your bets. It's the best part. You're like, I don't know if this guy's a sharp or not. Your bets are directly in from your sportsbook. It gives a record. You can see who's full of shit and who's not. It's a lot of fun. Have your friends join. You can talk shit with them. You can comment. You can share messages, memes, all that stuff on your picks. Really fun. Great app. Check it out. Sharps. That's Sharps with a Z. Download the app on my link, weberbets.com, and click Join Sharps today. Again, that is Sharps, the Better Social Network.
Nice. Go ahead, Reed.
Is that a pretty good one?
W ad read.
Wow, thank you, Nick.
You're one of the best at ad reads. I tell you what.
I am pretty good. I sell the shit out of it. I do.
I listen to my guys do ad reads. Like Trent's really is getting a lot better at it, but you're definitely still the best at it.
Wow, I'm gonna cry. Oh my god. Yeah, I enjoy doing a nice ad read, and the cool
really
thing
just
is,
rolls off the tongue.
Well, it does. I've had experience in radio, and here's the thing too. We haven't partnered with many sponsors yet. We have people reach out, but I want to get companies that I can really pitch. I feel like people say that they pitch their company.
Yeah.
They like all the companies they pitch. I literally turn down a lot of bullshit stuff too.
Yeah.
But like these guys at Sharps, I talked to Josh, who's their CEO, like their main guy. He's got a good head on his shoulders. Like the app is very fun. I mean, there's like things that they're gonna improve, but it's a really good platform, and I like the future of it. And I said, this is the type of company I want to partner with. So I guarantee you'll love it. As a sports bettor myself, you can follow me, and again, use my link. Help the show out, man. You guys always want to help the show out. Always support the sponsors. This is how you do it. WeberBets.com. Hit join Sharps. But Nick, thank you so much for the compliment.
W.
God bless you. Lang Bang. What a name. Lang Bang.
Lang Bang.
Which two should I start? Jakobi Meyers, Mike Evans, or Devontae Smith? Pick two.
Mike Evans and Devontae Smith is who I would start there.
I don't know who's playing who. It's Tuesday. I'm going to go with Mike Evans and
Tampa. I don't know who Tampa plays, but Mike Evans has had a couple down weeks. But, anytime you can put Mike Evans in your lineup, you probably should do it.
That's what's interesting too is last year Mike Evans, like it would be such a wild question to have Jakobi Meyers included in that, but
yeah, I know
he's Jimmy's guy. Like honestly, I was going to ask you this later on. I'll ask you now since we're talking about Jakobi. Do you hit the panic button on Devontae? Do you trade Devontae right now, or try to?
I'm thinking about it. He's
yeah.
So he's on my team. I'm thinking about trading him because he's. But again, it's one of those players. Where it's like if you have Devontae Adams on your team, like you probably want him in your lineup regardless.
Right.
But I don't think his trade value right now is very high because I think people know that he's had a couple down weeks, a little bit banged up, injured. I actually started. I still played Devontae and still won this week. Started Cortland Sutton and Josh Downs, and like those guys are both, fringe wide receivers. Both had pretty good weeks, so it's tough because like you would see the right answer you think is like start Devontae Adams, start Mike Evans, but you have some of these other guys where if you gamble on them and it pays off, that's how you win that's the difference between a win and a loss in fantasy is you're like, oh man, George Kittle, I should start him. He just had 3 touchdowns last week. He's bound to do the same. And then like, nope. And then all of a sudden you lose your week. You're like, fuck. Like,
yeah, it's the worst.
I don't know. To me though, it's like if you have those superstars, you just play them and you just eat it. I would rather eat Jakobi Meyers with 20 points on my bench than Mike Evans with 20 points.
Yeah, that's fair. At least you go with your gut. You know what I mean? Because I think that's the worst thing you can do in fantasy is if you don't try. Now, if you make the change and it pays off for you, it's the best. But if you sit there and all week you're saying that you're going to take Mike Evans, and then last minute you switch it to Jakobi Meyers, Jakobi gets 2 points and Mike Evans gets 20, it's the worst feeling.
I would say like in the situations, and I'm gonna try to like look at the schedule real quick before my phone does actually die. But the Bucks are going to be playing. Let's see, who are the Bucks playing this week? So they're playing the Falcons at home. I would definitely start them here because again, the Falcons aren't that great of a team. But that's a lot of this stuff is matchup based too. Is like if you get a really bad draw, like you get like the Niners or you get like the Bills, like somebody with a tough defense, like there is a case to be made to sit the superstar and play a guy that has a better matchup or is healthier, right? Like I think injuries always play a big factor into this too. You'll see that with CMC this weekend. Not saying people are going to sit CMC, but it's like you could be seeing a lot more of Mason and Mitchell than CMC on his normal workload, even if he does play because of the oblique injury.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. Let's see. LG Stealth says Evans, Reynolds, or Hunt for running back replacement. Now, who's Evans running back? Who's it?
Darrynton Evans is a running back on the Chicago Bears.
Why have I not heard of like any of these running backs? I'm
again, these are like deep. It was Evans, Reynolds, and who was the other one?
Evans, Reynolds, and Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, so here's a spot where I like Kareem Hunt a lot. I think Craig Reynolds and Kareem Hunt, both guys on the waiver wire that are going to get more action. Roschon Johnson, again, if you're talking about Darrynton Evans from the Bears, Roschon Johnson probably coming back this week. Going to be more of a player in that role. Dante Foreman also had a good week, so I don't like Bears running backs beyond those two guys. And then Reynolds is going to be more of a goal line down back. But Kareem Hunt has has action in the passing game too. So especially in PPR leagues, Kareem Hunt's probably the move.
So Brady is fixing this because he's right. Zach Evans is the Rams guy who's taking over for Kyron.
That's correct. Zach Evans on the Rams. Okay, that changes things a little bit. I probably would start Zach Evans because Kyron Williams is going to be out.
Yeah.
Zach Evans also available in some leagues because I think he's the only Rams running back this week. So he's going to get volume. So in that situation, I would go Zach Evans first, Kareem Hunt second, Reynolds third.
Brady, thanks for that, because honestly, it's so funny. He's my first target this week, too, on waiver wire. Totally forgot his name.
I completely forgot about Zach Evans. I completely spaced that Kyron was injured, not playing this week. So, yeah, that's definitely Zach Evans. If you can get him, definitely add him to a must-play for flex minimum. If you're in a league with a bye, I think even has RB2 value.
Let's see. Mastered. Who would you start? Ingram versus the Saints or Laporta versus the Ravens? Well, Nick, this is our two teams. So give your 2 cents on your boy Ingram.
Yeah, Ingram had a little bit better of a week last week than he has been, but I would still probably go Laporta, even against a Ravens team that I think is a tougher matchup just because Jared Goff in the end zone has really liked using Laporta. So, I mean, any week you could get Laporta for 2 touchdowns, whereas Ingram, I don't really think you're going to get that as much. You're going to get Trevor running the ball. You're going to get ETN running the ball, especially right now because he's had double weeks back-to-back with multiple touchdowns. And then Christian Kirk and Calvin Ridley both, I think, are more targeted over Ingram when it comes to red zone targets and just targets in general.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm going to go ahead and take Laporta as well. I just think he has more upside. And I said this too. I said he's got the talent now that he should be a top tight end for most of his career as long as he stays healthy. But also what's really good about his fantasy value is what Nick kind of talked about. He's Goff's guy. He's his number 2. Like, to be a close number 2 to St. Brown is massive. So, I mean, I think that Laporta is an automatic start. I think he's up there with again, it's early, but I said the levels of must-start tight ends up there with Kelsey, up there with Andrews. He's got it.
Yeah, I think he's just slightly outside of that range, right? I think Kelsey and Andrews are obviously going to be in a league of their own, but he's right there up there with Hawkinson, who he replaced technically, who's now on the Vikings. He's up there as if you have him on your team. George Kittle, even I think he's better than George Kittle. And
I agree. Yeah.
Just being a young, healthy tight end, he's a go-to guy over J-Mo and over Josh Reynolds. He's out, getting out targeted, or he's out targeting these guys that have been on the roster for a couple of years now as one of Goff's best guys.
Yeah, 100%. I like Laporta every week. It's one of those guys I would for sure just continue to start. You know what I would continue to start doing, Nick, every week if I were somebody out there that enjoys sports betting, which I know most of you do? Download Parlay Play. That's right. We got another partnership. If you missed Sunday's show, we are now partnered with Sharps with a Z. Fantastic sports betting social media app. You can check it out, WeberBets.com, to use my link. Really appreciate support the sponsors, support Weber Bets, support from the 50. But Parlay Play. I'm so excited about this app. I actually hit one, Nick, last week. It's a player prop parlay platform. You like that? Player prop parlay platform. Stay with me here. So it's in 27 states, Illinois being one of them, if you're in the St. Louis area watching this. It is all about player props. You pick your guys, like I had DJ Moore over receptions. I'm on Rob St. Brown over yards. Boom, boom. Pick them both. You put together a parlay together. It pays out just like a DraftKings, a FanDuel. It's a different way of betting, but it's also a platform that's directly for player prop parlays. So it's made for your player props. So check it out. It's awesome. It's called Parlay Play. Again, you can find the link on fromthe50.com. It's fromthe50.com, or it's easy. You can just download. When you sign up, use code FT50. It's FT50 when signing up to get $5 in free play just for signing up, and a deposit match up to $100. So do it today. Code FT50 or fromthe50.com. Hit the join Parlay Play link, and helps out the show, helps you guys out. It's a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. I'm putting in something for Thursday Night Football, so stay tuned. I'll put it on my Instagram, the From the 50 Instagram, and also Sunday I'm putting together a massive pick'em for for Parlay Play on Sunday. So check it out. Parlay Play, link on fromthe50.com, proud sponsor of From the 50 and Weber Bets.
Did we hit our tight end parlay that we didn't put out this week?
What did we say? I don't know if we officially had a an actual parlay. I think
No, we didn't. We talked about it, but we never actually put one in together. We got to remember to do that
Well,
this week. Although I'm not going to be on the show this week. I'm going to be down in Tampa for the Falcons-Bucks game on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Got a wedding, TJ, Saturday night, so I'm taking a 6 a.m. flight
Wow.
to make sure I get to Tampa Bay so I can be there for kickoff of Bucks-Falcons on Sunday.
Busy guy. Look at this guy. That's okay. So it'll be me, Big Web, and Zook on Sunday. By the way, as you mentioned, not being on the show, figured we would wait till Sunday, but since we're kind of talking about it, we did want to make the announcement. Tolly, who is on our show, will have to leave the show. It sucks. He was not on last Sunday, not because of the reasons he's leaving, but work is getting in the way. His day job's getting in the way of it, so he has decided to step away from the show, unfortunately. Sucks, man. I mean, Tolly's a big L. Big part of what we do here. He used to be on Brews on the Balcony, me and Nick's old podcast. Adds a lot to Sunday's show. A lot of fun. We have a great group of 5, and I hope one day that Tolly is back on the show. But it looks like in the near future, Nick, it's just going to be the 4 of us going forward. So, yeah, that's all we can really say.
I'm actually leaving too. About to announce that today, so see you later. No.
Okay, fuck you. See ya. Thank God. Jesus, waiting for that one. Kidding. I would hope you'd carry off on that. You know what I mean? That's good.
I'm actually going to be in town tomorrow night. So maybe I'll pop it out.
You're going to be in STL? Look at you. Mm-hmm. Really?
Yep. Yeah, we're driving to North Carolina, so we're going down through Nashville on Thursday and then to North Carolina on Friday, but I am coming home tomorrow.
Sweet. Come on by. You can maybe record Weber Wednesdays with me and Big Web.
Yeah. I'm going over to the grandparents' house for dinner with the family and everything, but maybe after that I can swing on by.
All right. Yeah, let's see if Big Web can do it. I said we do it Thursday, but hey, if you're in town for one day, let's try to set that up. That's awesome.
Yep.
So anyway, shout out to Tolly. We love Tolly. I know he's going to be back at some point.
Thanks, Tolly.
But with that being said, Nick, we have a pick'em. How'd you say it? A blank picker up there now. How do we? Now I thought about
a ghost picker.
So here's what I thought: we could either flip a coin, which isn't as fun, or have one listener every single week on Sunday call in and do the picks and call it the ghost picker. And can you imagine if the ghost picker ends up winning? Like if the fans win the whole thing?
I mean, honestly, like shit. No, that's what we should. That's what we should do. We should, we should give away another jersey. Maybe the sponsors can help us out with it.
Mm-hmm.
And if the ghost picker finishes above or finishes in first of our panel, that they get an extra prize.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think that's good. So
Holly is down in the basement with me, but we all are like it's early in the season. We're like between 5 and 6 games apart.
Yeah, a lot of time.
It's not like there's. Yeah. How side note, how did you do this week?
Me a nice 6-1, of course.
Wow, 6-1, and I go 2-5. Jeebus.
Guess who got me to 6-1? By the way, the Bills. Was it the Bills? Who played the Giants? Bills.
Yeah, Bills. 15.5.
They screwed over Zook. Zook was going to go 7-0, and he's 6-1 because of the Bills. I was 6-1 because the Giants did cover the 15.5.
That's unreal. Nice. 6-1, 6-1, 2-5. So I lose. How many games is that I lose back? Another 3, another 4, something like that.
You're gonna make me look up these Google Sheets here. Hold on a second.
Yeah, 4. That'd be 4 games that I lost. Let's
take a look here. Nick, I think I'm gonna have to cut out early here in a second, but I'm gonna look up this and we'll read a couple more things. But I gotta.
Yeah, we can wrap. I gotta jump too.
I gotta wrap, unfortunately. Let's see.
Shorter show today, but
Yeah, it's the way it goes sometimes. But it was a good show. We've answered a lot of questions and got a lot of awesome conversation. Nick, I love conversation with you, bro.
A lot of great conversation. That's all you can ask for.
Just a little conversation. Last week, what were you asking? What'd you do?
I went 2-5.
Yes.
You're 6-1. But what do the current standings look like right now? How many games out of first place am I?
You
what I want to know.
are currently 8 games out of first.
Ooh, we got some work to do.
Now we do 7 picks a week. So I mean, you do double up on a couple here and there with me. Like we'll match. So you got time. We
got time. It's I might start having to take some shots. I might start having to triple down on some of my favorite teams. Do an old TJ Weber trick and get 3-1, 3 for 1.
Well, Nick, you also got to be good and be, perfect 6-0 on your locks.
What am I doing betting against my own fucking team this past week, huh? Like, what was that?
You actually had me scared to death on that game because I was like, Nick is the only guy that only believes in the Jags every week, and he's against them out of the whole panel.
I was right for most of that game. Like, they had the Jaguars defense just showed up and like had 2 red zone turnovers. I said that the Colts were going to throw the ball out. 55 times they threw the ball. 55 times they threw the fucking ball, and they can't goddamn cover a fucking game.
Anthony Richardson out for the year now, looks like. Maybe.
Anthony Richardson out for the year, so Jaguars officially are on top of the AFC South to win the AFC South. And, you know, it was a little bit of a spite bet, so to make sure that – or a hedge bet to make sure my team won. Jaguars look phenomenal right now.
Now,
like we are – really fucking good. That our bet's going to come down to the wire again.
It is not. It is not.
It is.
It's the Lions
here. Watch it. It's
the Lions.
Watch it. I have this parlay of divisional winners that like looks phenomenal right now.
So do I for $2,300. It's awesome.
Yours is more mine. Mine's only for $700, but
still,
it's nonetheless. I have like I think 4 or 5 division winners. I can't think of who they are off the top of my head.
I have 8 that are in play.
Oh, you have 8? You have to get every single one right.
Yeah. So it's $8.
Who do you have in the North, or who do you have in the? Yeah, AFC North.
AFC North, I got the Ravens, so they're.
I got the Bengals.
Ooh,
one game back.
Spicy. The one
plus
that's
money Bengals too.
Yeah, that's nice. The one that hurts me is the Saints. The Saints do not look good. That's the only one that's hurting. Yeah.
Well, they should win that division. No?
I mean, the Bucks are kind of hanging around. So I have San Francisco in the West, Lions in the North, Eagles in the East, which Dallas is making a little interesting. Saints in the South, and then AFC I have Chiefs. North is Ravens, East is Bills, so Bills and Dolphins could get interesting, and then South is Jaguars. So that could all hit.
Yeah. I got Bills, Bengals, Chiefs, Jaguars, and Niners in the West.
That's nice.
So that's like the only one right now. I think the Bills are 1 game back of the Dolphins, but I think the Bills will win that division. And then I think Bengals are 1 game back of the Ravens. Ravens always choke, so if Joe Burrow does Joe Burrow and Jamar stays healthy, I think they'll win. Jags are a lock. Niners are a lock. Chiefs are a lock.
Yeah.
That shit looks great.
Nick, I like this one too. I have a 3-legger, 85 to pay 385 is Chiefs, Philly, and the Niners. I mean,
oh yeah, that's what's the Philly division looking like right now?
They're up 1 game now. Dallas won, they lost last week, so they're 5-1. Dallas is 4-2. But Dallas,
Washington,
Dallas
New York,
is squeaking out these wins.
Yeah, I would say New York is obviously not going to do anything. Washington's not going to do anything. So really, yeah, I mean, it's Dallas. Like, man, Dallas is such a weird team too. I know we'll talk more on Sunday, or you guys talk more on Sunday about it, but
yeah,
Dallas is one of those teams that's just like they should be consistent. They're not.
Nick, just imagine something. Just go on a little joyride with me for a second, all right? We're sitting there in February in Las Vegas, Nevada. The Lions and the Jaguars in the Super Bowl. I mean, how glorious would that be?
That would be awesome.
That would be fucking awesome.
Nothing more.
Yeah.
If the Jaguars and the Lions go to the Super Bowl, like I will be there. I will buy my own ticket if I need to.
Yeah, I'm going to Vegas if they first. Here's the thing.
I'm already going to be there in Vegas for the Super Bowl, but I'm not going to the actual game. But I will be in Vegas for the Super Bowl, but I would buy a ticket to the game if the Jaguars were in it.
That's what I'm trying to do. My brother's already texted me about, if the Lions make the Super Bowl, should we go to Detroit? That we might do that. If we don't go to Vegas, if they make it, it's a long way to go. We will go to Detroit to watch it at a bar.
I can tell you I'm not going to Duval County if the Jaguars win the Super Bowl. There's not really a whole lot going on down there. I know the party might be rowdy and fun, but
yeah.
I'm not that much of a
I'm also getting ahead of myself. I'm Mr. like humble with the Lions. Like every week they scare me and they're 5-1. Now we're talking Super Bowl. I know.
I know it's not what you want to hear, but the Lions have a gauntlet of a schedule coming up, and I think they're going to get absolutely ransacked.
Not ransacked, but yes, they will get humbled a little bit. And not them, the fan base will get humbled a little bit. I have been saying all along, just get in the damn playoffs. I don't care if they lose 3 in a row. You got a good little cushion. I don't want them to lose 3 in a row, but if they do, you got a good cushion. Just get to the damn playoffs and let everything.
The Jaguars have a couple of tough games coming up too. I know they have the Steelers. I think they already played the Bills. I forget who the other couple teams that they have to play are. Maybe Tampa Bay New Orleans is definitely one of them. But Jaguars are kind of in the same boat where they've had 2 back-to-back wins, both in London, 3 now. Wins in a row. Not they won the Colts, but I think they're about to take a little bit of a step back. We'll see, though. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, guys, that'll do it. Sorry, we got to cut this one short. I got to get going. Just got things to do. Me and Nick, busy people. To do. Just the way it is. So
I got to go pack because I'm flying to St. Louis tomorrow.
There you go. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully we can do something in studio. All right, so that'll do it, guys. Make sure you follow us everywhere from the50.com. It's from the50.com. All of our links are there. You can follow us. Mainly, we're active on Instagram and TikTok, live on TikTok and YouTube every Sunday from 10:30 a.m. CT all the way until kickoff. Fantasy Chat on Tuesdays with Nick and myself and the great Zach Zook here and there. And then Weber Wednesdays with me and Big Web. It might be tomorrow, but usually it's Thursdays now. It just depends on the schedule. So that's what's going on. And again, make sure you check out Sharps with a Z, the social network for sports bettors. And also check out Parlay Play. Parlay Play. All the links are on my website, weberbets.com. Appreciate you guys supporting the sponsors. For the great Nick Yale, I'm TJ Weber saying so long. We will see you guys next time. See ya.
Peace.